Yay, we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Luxury Live Show. I'm your host, Amy, and I have a very special guest, Jasleen from The Real Shakeen. If you haven't subscribed to her channel already, please do so. She's amazing. She's another fellow Canadian, and I'm just so well, we were just talking about it earlier, right, Jasleen, that this is the first time you're on the show because it's so hard to coordinate anyone in the East Coast when Kat is here. So as you can see, Kat is not here today. She can't be here today, but we have Jasleen, and there's going to be show and tell. We're going to talk about Chanel's new direction, all kinds of things. How are you,
Thank you
Jasleen?
so much for having me. Hi, everybody. This is so nice. It's such an honor to be on this live stream. It's always a lot of fun. I do love watching the playbacks here and there, and if the kids let me, it is a nice escape. So it's so nice to be here with all you guys, and I hope that we have a really great chit chat.
Yeah, for sure. Well, do you want to maybe just tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Sure.
I mean, I know you from, just also seeing your videos here and there.
Yeah,
I know you're a
yeah,
fellow Canadian from Toronto, but
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm not a professional influencer by any means. I started YouTube, I think around COVID. I think that's when a lot of people started to, uh, create like online, cute little profiles to share their love of luxury. And I did the same, although I was definitely part of the community before. I mean, Facebook forums, even just watching lots of different channels. And it was nice to just put a face to a name and share in my thoughts. And it's actually been wonderful. I've made so many friends through this, and it's crazy because all these women, they're around like same age group, a little bit older, and we all have these like cute little Instagram profiles, and we're all like professionals in hiding. Like, so one's a judge and one's like a surgeon and one's a this, but we have
Right.
this, I guess, alternate personality where we just love to be girly and love to dress up. And a lot of the time in their daily life they can't really share their love of luxury or wear things like that to work, and so it's just fun to bond with people and make friends that way, because it's hard when you're an adult, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're in school, it's different, but when you start working and you have families, and it's really difficult to connect with other women because our schedules are so busy. And this is a nice way to bond over a common interest. And so that kind of motivated me to make videos. And actually, what really motivated me was before I used to do health talks on TV. And
Oh.
so I would do like little TV spots here and there. And I wanted to put health videos up on YouTube, but I had no idea how to edit or film or anything like
Yeah.
that. And I wanted to do that during like the lockdowns, because I mean we were in lockdown for a little bit, but then we had opened up, and we were kind of like the destination for people to be because we were the only people who were open, and we were an essential. I'm a chiropractor, by the way, but we're an
Oh,
essential.
you
Yeah.
are. I was
So
just
we're in a
wondering.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we were an essential service. So we were seeing people pretty quickly. We weren't locked down for too long. But I wanted to make videos because I felt like I was repeating myself over and over again with exercise, etc. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to make little videos and I'm going to stream them in the clinic or just put them online, and then people can watch them, and I don't have to like constantly explain things over and over again. But in order for me to get comfortable with it, I'm like, oh, let me just film this. Like, I was always thinking to do this and I don't have to really think about it. And, it's just fun. And then I started doing it and it just took off. So, so that's how I got into it. And
That's
I took a
amazing.
bit of a hiatus after my daughter was born. Obviously, huge life change, very busy. You don't get a whole lot of uninterrupted filming time. And if I do, I wouldn't end up editing and posting. And so I just was out of the loop for a little bit, but still taking part and trying to watch here and there and keep up with the times. Yeah.
You have two children now, right?
Yes.
You're not a new mommy, but you recently also had
Yes.
another
Yes.
baby. How old are they?
So my daughter is 2.5, and I had a baby boy, and he's 5 months now.
They're
Yeah.
both still so young.
Yeah. They're still very young.
They
So
definitely need 100% of mommy,
yeah.
like
And
almost
despite
all the time.
despite having, I was just chatting with somebody, and before, you're just doing everything yourself and trying to just keep up and juggle everything. And then, thankfully we do have family around us, and that's, definitely wonderful. But you do have to outsource some help, and we've done that, and that's definitely taken, a huge load off my shoulders. But still, you're still like focused on kids all the time, right? So that doesn't stop. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because like I don't have children of my own, but I do have a stepdaughter, which most people they either know or they don't know, like, because I don't talk about her a lot. But I met her when she was 4, so it was still, she's become more independent, but still really relies on adults, right, on the parents. And then so for me, it was a big change. Like all of a sudden, I was mommy role. So and I didn't know how to do it because I didn't grow up with kids around me. Like I didn't have a very big extended family. Anyway, that's okay. We're gonna talk about like because I think that's also a topic that we wanted to talk about, right? It's just like women's body changing and just evolving also with lifestyle and just fashion in general. But before we even go there, and we are going to have some show and tell, so if you guys have any questions, please do put it on the comments. I know today is going to be slightly quiet for the chat section because it is Good Friday, and it is also 7 a.m. for our crowd in Asia. But hopefully there are going to be some questions coming in. But let's talk about Blazy first. Matthieu Blazy's debut. I know you have some opinion. I've seen some of your videos.
I have some opinions, and I'm trying not to be super biased. And
I know, me too. It's hard.
I think what it is that the first bias is that like he's a new guy, right? So anytime there's somebody new, everybody will be super critical of what's coming out, right? I mean, Virginie also, same thing. People were critical, saying that, it's very like regurgitated, and, it's very safe, and, that she's not doing anything super mind blowing, right? And everybody, I feel, was very, at least in my lifetime, I was, you're accustomed to like the Karl era, and this man was creative director of Chanel for like, I don't know how many years. It seems like forever. Right?
I think was in like at least 30 some years.
Yeah, like that's a really long time.
Yeah,
for someone to be a creative director, right? Like there's no change until he like kicked the bucket, right? Like so Virginie, like that was what 5 6
5
years?
yeah
5 years, right? And it was very mysterious the way she was gone. And then for a while they didn't have anybody step in, so there was a lot of speculation as to what happened, and people who really liked her were bitter, right? And so there were a lot of opinions already to start with. And he's a young guy, and he's also hopped a lot of brands too, right? So like people were making comments about his loyalty and all that. But I think we're so used to seeing an aesthetic that Karl put out, right? Like that ultra feminine, even though he had some pretty androgynous looking styles and unisex pieces, but it was very like blockbuster, in your face, girly Chanel, like the Chanel that we're very, very accustomed to today. And it's very hard to sort of cleanse your impression of Chanel like that with this new creative director. And I think he definitely is talented, right? Like he is talented. I'm not talking about the designs. I'm talking about the craft and the creativity, right? So I'll give him that. And I think from a business perspective, I mean, he's trying to create something for everyone. And whereas before, people would complain, especially with Virginie's designs, that, they're too feminine, they're too tailored. Even some of the male clients weren't able to find something that would fit them. And a lot of people don't want that ultra feminine silhouette. They want something very boyish, and they want something, easy and more muted, right? And so there are a lot of clients, you think about the Chanel lady, right? The one who is dressed head to toe in Chanel with the matching bag and the tweed suit and the whole set, and from every single season. And that woman is most likely older, right? And she's not going to be around forever to buy these pieces.
Yeah.
And there are only so many tweed sets that she can buy. So in terms of the longevity of the brand and trying to attract a new cohort of clients, I think they're trying to appeal to the younger crowd, and younger crowd look at the row, right? Look at their style, right? So maybe they're trying to just piggyback off of that with those super slouchy, big maxi leather flaps. Like I'll show you, like they're not going to come out with like a giant, I have a huge giant maxi XL flap in like hot mix, right? That's not going to appeal to those girls or those clients. So I think they're really stepping in a new direction to just boost sales. And the first show was definitely something that was a shocker, right? Like, and I think it was more about shock value. It's the first show. All eyes are on this new creative director. You want to create a buzz, create publicity, create conversation. And obviously, if people are talking about it, good or bad, that's great for the algorithm on social media.
Yeah.
People to the brand, right? So it may not, and a lot of women who I've spoke to who are very big clients at Chanel, and these are women with a lot of, like, they're well off, like really well off, and they're not liking it. A lot of them don't like it. They maybe bought maybe one thing, that's it, or nothing. And they're like, this isn't us. Like, I don't like the aesthetic. But then you have people on social media who are raving about it, like, and unboxing like shoes and bags and even ready to wear, right?
Do you think that's like a created image is not a real projection of how even the younger crowd, right, is really feeling about
See, it's funny because I mean, yes, a lot, like there was and I had a feeling like, is this like a PR stunt, right? Like everybody's like unboxing on the same day, and it could be. We don't know, right? Because I don't know if Chanel even took part in this sort of thing before, and but I wouldn't be surprised. And and I was talking to one of the staff at Chanel, and they were like, the way they launched this collection, it was very creative, right? Like for a really long time, they didn't launch a new collection in stores since the last pre-collection. Or since the show debuted. So like people were really like building that anticipation and be able to analyze everything. And then the collection hit stores during Paris Fashion Week, when all the influencers, celebrities, all the big names in fashion are in town. And if people are going to the show, they're going to want to wear a new piece from Chanel. And so I mean, I don't know, right? I can't say, like, I have no facts to back that, right? But it smelled like it.
Yeah, and the reason why I also say that, and again, I don't have actual proof myself, but so another subscriber who has pretty good, like, extensive knowledge, and also sort of like, I won't say behind the scenes, but like, he gets news, right? And so apparently during the show, they get invited, right, to the shows. All the celebrities are dressed in the new Chanel, whereas the clients, the people who are just shopping and also invited to the show, all of them are still dressing in their old Chanel. And that's kind of interesting because it's not like they didn't have time to preview the collections and buy the new Chanel. Which is, it's sort of an interesting.
It could be because
contrast,
when celebrities would come before, like you see Cardi B at it's not new, right? They did have celebrities at Chanel shows, and they wore looks from like previous collections, right? Like not necessarily the collection that's dropping in store at the moment. So it could be, right? Like it could very well be that they got people to wear, and because I was chatting with a friend of mine, and she buys a lot of ready to wear. So it's my Instagram friend, and we've met in person, but she's my Instagram friend, and she buys a lot of ready to wear. And she didn't like anything from the new collection she was like, oh my gosh, like I'm nervous, like there's nothing that I like. And she kept getting asked by her store, like, hey, like trying to see what she can pre-order. Like, do you like anything? Right. And she's like, they keep asking me and I don't like anything. And so maybe they were struggling with pre-orders and then they needed something to boost sales to create a craze. So apparently everything sold out here in Toronto.
Same here. I
Right?
was there on launch day,
Were you
literally.
there?
I just wanted to see.
Yeah.
I'm not a VIP client, right? I
Yeah.
don't buy a lot of ready to wear. I bought some in store, but not like anyway, I didn't have that kind of money when I started buying Chanel. It was mostly
Mhm.
accessories and handbags. And now that I'm more interested in it, especially missing the old Chanel, I was just curious. I wanted to just see it
Yeah.
and feel the material. But yeah, everything was sold out except there was really, from the new collection, there was really just like two jackets from the new collections in the middle looks, the gold one and then the white one with the
Mhm.
black trim.
Mhm.
And then there's also just like a plain black one with the black
Right.
trim.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those were the only ones left. I've never felt and seen the first few looks, just like
Right.
the crop blazer. I've never
Mhm.
seen the bulbous ones.
Mhm.
I haven't seen the flower. Like that one is really pretty. The ones with the
Yeah.
flower embroidered on the
So
bottom.
yeah, so I didn't go to launch. I actually hardly go to launch. I just I can't do it. Right. But before, like, I mean, I didn't ask to pre-order anything. I wasn't interested. Plus I was in a very different mindset. Like,
Oh yeah,
I just had a baby,
yeah.
a while pregnant. I wasn't like super
Parties.
interested in, you don't want to buy anything because you don't feel good, right? Like
Yeah.
you feel like a whale and like you don't want to go try anything on. Nothing fits. You can't assess how something's gonna look and
You don't have time
alter
to go anyway. You have
you
two
know.
kids.
So you're just, especially when you have a toddler and you're pregnant, you're just so exhausted.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I didn't inquire about anything, and nor did I go to launch. But when I did end up going to just see things, and I was told, oh yeah, like we sold out of mostly everything, and we're just so surprised that the collection was received so well. And I'm like, wow, great for you guys, right? Like that's amazing. But I was also told, like at another store, that the shipments were very sparse. And so they, and some collections are like that, right? Like I remember like several collections, I think it was like 22 K or something, where it just took forever for the jackets and pre-orders to come in. So it could very well be that, that it's taking a lot of time, but they didn't get a whole lot of stock. And so whatever little they received, they sold out of that. So it's a different story, right? When you
Yeah.
have a store full of merchandise and then it all sells out versus getting a little few pieces and then selling out. So I feel like a lot of people bought a lot of shoes and bags.
Yes.
I didn't see many bags in store except for like the 26, which is like the preppy cocoa.
You
And
even saw that? I didn't even see that.
yeah, well, I saw that bag in the
The
pre-collection. So,
pre-collection.
and
Okay.
then I saw the round east-west
They had that.
cylindrical
Yeah, they had
version
that.
in the
Yeah.
store. So the 26, when I saw it, I was like, it's not as bad as I thought it was, but definitely I wouldn't buy it, right? Like the straps, the way they are, like they're going to come down.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no pocket. Like you're getting bare bones for
Mm-hmm.
a bag, but it's cool, right? I think here the thing is also at the same time, Amy, is like we've built collections, we've been shopping luxury for a while, and you've also changed your aesthetic and you're like into more Hermes bags. And
Very much. Yeah.
even me, like I don't need more bags. Like I already have like so many good things, and I don't feel the need to add more redundancy to my collection.
Yeah.
So and if I do, like, it's not either I need to sell things on and buy new bags, right? Like I have a lot, and there's nothing really that is different enough for me to go and buy it, especially at that price point. So, and that too, I think people who have large collections of even ready to wear and shoes and bags, they're going to be far more discerning about what they're going to add to their collection, because it has to be different enough. It has to be fun enough. It has to fill some sort of gap. And people are already quite overwhelmed by the stuff that they have. especially when you get to like our age group, right? Like women, and I speak to them and they're already like trying to, like some women who are like a bit older than I am, they're like, oh my gosh, I have so much stuff. I need to like declutter. Like I don't wear any of it. Versus say a younger customer who's, and I don't like to use this aspirational word because Chanel is very expensive. It's not an aspirational brand, but younger clients, like they're kind of just like, they have a hunger for it, right? They have a hunger for adding a Chanel bag to their collection. So they're going to be far more excited about it than somebody who already has a number of bags, right? So I feel like that's where my bias is. Like maybe if I didn't have so many, maybe I would want a bag, right? And look at it differently. I might want a surf tote. But now I have totes. I have Chanel totes. I don't use all of them. I have a Birkin, right? Like I'm going to wear that. I'm not going to get the surf tote, right? Speaking of which, I did see one in store and it did seem quite nice. Like the leather was quite nice. But I didn't see any of like the maxi flaps or anything like that. But on video, they look very like nice and smooth and the way that people are opening them. So I don't know. I hope to see one in person. But I think it just depends on who you're talking to for this collection, right? People who have a hunger for Chanel would look at it differently.
I like your point of view about that, the younger crowd having that desire to build their collection or starting their collection perhaps, and then the not older crowd, but like, you know, the one like us, like the professional women who's been building and collecting for a while, not having that same priority anymore. In fact, we want to like just declutter and just have less things.
Yeah.
I guess my sort of my point of view, I was trying to be more objective in terms of like, that's why I went on launch day. I was not invited or anything, but I was just curious to really feel the material and try on a couple of jackets just to see how this new fit, this new Chanel vibe is, right? And unfortunately, yes, like I didn't see a ton of handbags. There was none of those maxi flaps. So I couldn't really have a well-rounded objective opinion about that other than just judging from a picture and just from the idea of the construction. Yes, they're very simplified. I do like the idea that they are more sort of like wearable, you know, they're more less prim and proper, right? So I like that idea, and I am trying to stay as sort of neutral and just really judge the item as opposed to, oh, because I already have all that, I don't want it.
Right.
So I think my disappointment was really like the material, like I said, when I was the only 2 jackets that was there that I could try on. I felt like, let's not even talk about the body, like the material on the body, right? I was just touching the trims because they were very intricate. They were beautiful. On the runway, so absolutely like stunning, right? On the models. But the models are just hangers for the clothes. And just,
it looks very,
and they're also very tall.
Very
so their frame can really support the boxiness. So anyway, going back to the trim, just the trims, I was like, wow, that material is stiff. It's very hard. And I was just thinking, if I'm wearing this and I'm cutting up a steak, because I only wear my clothes to very normal outings, like to birthday parties and I don't know, like celebrations, whatever. Like I don't wear my best ready to wear to just about anywhere, right? I don't go grocery shopping in it. So I'm just thinking like scenario where I would be so uncomfortable, always have to take off my jacket.
I agree.
And then the material. So obviously I'm just judging that one jacket, which had no lining. The only one that had no lining, the white one with the black trim.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So you see pictures on social media and they look really nice on the model. They look really nice on the hanger. I'm not dinging it on the design. It's really beautiful. The only thing is, once it's on my body, and maybe we all have different body shapes and, you know, curves and all, but I had a very plain t-shirt underneath. Like it's just a Uniqlo t-shirt. There was no pockets, nothing, just plain cotton, very slim, fitted. So I had nothing bulging out from my breast area, from my chest area. And somehow the own pockets of that jacket the outline of that pocket, which was just like the extra layer, because there's no lining, right? That jacket doesn't have a silk lining that we're used to in the traditional shirt. It was like it was creasing from just that.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. So I managed to go in. I went in with the baby, and I was like, and it was calm, like it was a weekday, right? Like no one's there. I like to go when it's quiet. And I went and I tried on the very jacket you're speaking of. So I did see the black jacket with the pom-poms, the one that Tamara got.
Oh, you did see that one. I wish I
it
could
was
see
actually
that
on
one.
display, and apparently the
Okay.
display piece was sold.
Okay.
So this is price upon request. In Canadian dollars, it was about $38,000 before tax. Okay. And then, so that jacket, there's a plain version of that too, without the pom-poms. That's about 13,000 Canadian before tax. So you could, if you really wanted, to make your own pom-poms and just sew them on.
Yeah.
if you really wanted to. So that tweed, like most of the tweeds that I felt were very like stiff, and I was told that they're heat pressed to flatten it more and make it more durable. So I guess I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll take it. But I was interested in trying the cream and black, the one that you're talking about, the one with the really thick trim, gold buttons. I like that color combination. I actually have a cardigan from pre-collection from like 2023, I think. And it's like half sleeve, and I wear it a lot. So I was thinking, oh, that would be nice as a jacket, right? Because I really like that color combination. Like I style it in so many different ways. I went to go try it on, Amy, and I'm like, as soon as I felt it, I'm like, I like how this cardigan looks, but it feels like a freaking loofah, right? Like it was stiff. And then there's no lining, so the construction is unique, I guess. And then first that trim, it's so like thick and protruding. It would annoy me so much. Like just like getting caught on things, like forget even wearing it in a formal setting. Like if I say wear it to the office or something and I'm trying to type, that and it's stiff and boxy. And I know what you're talking about with the pockets. Like you can have a stiff tweed, but still it falls nicely on the body. And it wasn't like that. And it was kind of bubbly, if anything. So I don't know, like maybe I'm stupid and
no, you're not.
Maybe this is good quality and like I just don't know, right? But like I didn't like the feel of it, and I posted this try on my Insta stories, and like this jacket's like 14,000 something K. That's
plus tax, which is like more 16. Yeah,
with tax, like that's a pricey jacket, right? And for that price, like I need to really love how that feels, and it needs to like morph to my body. But I love the look of it, but I just the feel of it is super annoying and very, very stiff. And apparently the construction of the jackets is different. They're very boxy. They're very oversized. So a lot of the girls that were formerly wearing a 34, 36 are like swimming in these jackets. And you can't alter them the same way that you did with the other ready to wear, I've heard. Like you have to really confirm if you can size down or size up. So I was really, bummed about that. I tried on the black plain non-pom-pom jacket. Hi, Jerusha.
I know.
Jerusha's watching. I tried that on. That felt better. Still stiff and boxy, but again, alterations can do a lot to kind of get it to look nice on your frame. It felt less stiff, but it was stiff. And it was like a plain pocket jacket. And I was considering getting that because I'm like, you know what, I do want to get something from the collection as like a collector, right? Like I would want something.
The first collection.
And so I was like, I'm going to think about it. I did try a cardigan. It's very viral on social media. It's like a cream, pale yellow and black. It's got like the interlocking CCs.
Yeah.
It's got like gold buttons that are like referencing a previous
collection. That was really pretty. How did it fit?
It fit nice. It was actually oversized. So right now in Chanel, I'm about a 42. Pre-kids, I was like 38, 40. And this was a 36. So it was oversized. And if you want a more tailored fit, then size down. and it felt nice. It was a very thick, densely knit cashmere, and it was made in the UK. So it's really, I have good experience with the made in the UK cashmeres, and it looked really good. But I got sticker shock from the price. It was like 7,600 Canadian before tax.
Yeah.
So I was like, I like this. And I saw the
$9,000.
price, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to think about this. Right? And it's a commercial piece. It's not even runway.
Yes.
Right? Like if you're gonna, okay, fine. Just because you can afford it doesn't mean you have to buy it, right? And also I have a lot of cardigans as well. And then I also thought, okay, it's a beautiful cardigan, but it's a pale yellow and black. The only way I could think of styling it is with black underneath, right? Like if I wear white, it kind of clashes, right? So
correct.
And then I showed it to a few friends of mine, and they're like, I wouldn't pay that much for a cardigan, but it's a nice cardigan. If price was not an issue, like if it was about, say, let's say upper end 5.
Yes.
I would have bought it. I would have bought it. But for some reason, I refuse to pay that.
No, I totally understand. And like you said, you already have a really nice collection of ready to wear to begin with. So it's not like this is really adding to it other than just you wanting to collect something from the collection, right? And to be honest, I'm sort of like, it's for me, it's beyond that. Like for me, everything has to have enough value. Like, do I get enough ready cost per wear out of it? And is is really the price justifying the cost, right? When it's $9,000 after tax, that's almost like a jacket from before in the old Chanel. So it is crazy. I totally get it.
And then you also have to think about like again, how you're going to wear it, and also the climate too, right? And we were just talking about before going live, just climate. And, you know, here on this end in the East Coast, like we get really hot, like
summers, humid,
summers,
something almost 30-degree feeling
where you don't even want to, you just wear like a cotton shirt and you're good. And then in the winter it's cold, and then like you're layering, and so you don't get a lot of time in the year where you just wear like a cardigan out. You know, either you just get really hot or you're still cold and you need a down jacket. So I think people who wear these sort of things, they live in different climates, so it works for them. But yeah, honestly, I would have bought that cardigan if it wasn't for the sticker shock. Like I just didn't like the price. That's all.
Right. I didn't even get to see that cardigan, which is so annoying. Like I saw one cardigan that was, because I was really feeling that cardigan. It had a lining too, which I was actually kind of surprised. I'm like, oh, this cardigan has a lining, but the jacket doesn't.
I think I saw that one too. I didn't try it on, but I saw that one. Yeah.
I think I can't even remember, because at this point I just assume everything is 5 figures. I think that one was also 10K, and then plus tax. Yeah, it was.
But you know what I've done actually, and I forgot to ask about this. So I have a pre-collection piece. I don't have it handy here, but it's like a little cotton jacket, like chambray sort of white cotton jacket. And it has like the crystal CC clasp. I've done an unboxing way back, and it was just unlined, right? And I'm like, I really like this, but I'm kind of concerned, like, because this is white, you know, and then I don't want it to be so close to my armpit, like, you know, sweat stains and all that. So they offered to put a stretchy silk lining underneath. And then bonus on top, another lady who shops at the same boutique, she saw that I bought it. She bought it in black. And she's like, you know what you should do? You should get them to add the chain underneath, because she felt that it was riding up. So it weighed it down. So I basically turned this piece into a jacket by putting a lining and a chain underneath. So I don't know if they'll do that for that cardigan, but that would be a great idea. But apparently it came in black too. I saw on Instagram. So I didn't see it in boutique, but maybe that would be a little bit more wearable. But like it was sticker shock, and a lot of the ready to wear is really pricey. Like when you go on the app, there's that loose tweed, like black and white sort of overpiece. It's got like it looks like it's got big holes in it. I don't know if you've seen that one. There's like
a vest, but like there's like not really a vest, but it's just like a, you know,
it's like a net. It's like a net sort of.
The net cardigan.
Yeah, there's a net cardigan, and then there's like a net vest. So it looks like
Okay.
if you took tweed and you zoomed right in and you just see these big gaps.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Kind of ridiculous, but you know, I would think like putting it on my like rings and stuff would get caught in them. But the way it's done is pretty, and it's cute to wear over, say, like a summer dress. You know, just kind of put something on over top, so it's not really a cardigan, but you have a bit of a look. But the price, it's high, and it's not even like Matthieu, right? Like,
I
so
know, right?
yeah. So I mean, I don't know if a lot of ready to wear is being sold. I did see the look one, the cropped jacket, the one that Michelle Obama, Brian
Yeah.
Boy, and everybody's going on about.
Yes.
And you know, I mean, I don't like that look for Chanel. Like it's too mousy for me for that color. Like I like more brighter colors, like creams and pinks and all that. But that jacket did really well, and it felt pretty good. But it's a very boxy construction, for sure. And what else? I think yeah, that tweed jacket, the one with the pom poms, was on display. That was sold. But quality, I don't know. It's hard to say, right? Like, I just one of my friends had sent me a picture of the shoes. Now there's the square-toed, like heeled shoes with the CC clasp.
Yeah, I tried those on.
Did you try? How did they feel?
So I tried it in my usual size, which is a 37.5. So usually in Chanel, which is like the fit. Let's talk about the fit again, not just the ready to wear being oversized, but even the shoes. Actually, the shoes were all over the place too, because I tried on that. I tried on another pair of square toe, two-tone ones.
Mm-hmm.
Both ones have like at least a 9 or 9.5 centimeter height, which is so tall.
They're
And then
high.
I tried on some sandals too, the ones with the cutout, and then the ones with really pretty black and white combo. I think it comes in black and white as well as beige and white and some other colors. Those are, I think, like you said, it's more it's a commercial. It's not part of the runway.
Mm-hmm.
So those ones, those sandals, the flat version, were very tight. Although they were a B width, and usually I prefer a C width.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have white feet, but like in Chanel, I just need a C width.
Yeah.
Whereas the same B width in the cutout version, the ones that look like orans, were so wide. It was like all over the place, literally.
Yeah.
One was too tight, one was too wide. Back to the square toe shoes. They looked incredible. Like I actually like the design of those ones. I didn't mind it too much.
I know what you're talking. That one, the square toed with the CC clasp, right? It came in black, and yeah, I do like the look of that. They don't look ridiculous, because there have been square toed shoes back in like 2000 that we wore, right? Like, and they are flattering, especially nicer when you have a more square, wider foot.
Wide pants, yeah, that's exactly what I was wearing. Wide, because wide pants is still a thing now, right? Mm-hmm. Except that my regular size 37.5, once again, is still too big. I feel like I was able to just stand in them just to take a picture and a video, but I couldn't walk in them properly. I would have to, you know, my toes have to grab onto the shoes. So, and I didn't try a size down because I was just interested in trying the style, not necessarily to buy them. They were too high anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, the sizing is very interesting. It's been really all over the place, in my opinion. Generally oversized, for sure, even for the shoes.
Yeah. So one of my friends sent me a picture. It was a screenshot of, again, Tamara's TikTok. So she unboxed a bunch of items, and she had like a cream and black pair. And she even pointed out, like, you know what, like the black and the white, like I guess the dividing line between, it's like blurry, like it's like bubbly.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, okay, these shoes are probably like, they're not even, the shoes aren't even cheap either, right? Like I think on average they're hitting like 2,000 Canadian dollars.
The heels are over 2 for sure.
Yeah, and like, and then that's happening on some. Like I wouldn't really accept that, but like, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know if the quality, like some people are like, oh my gosh, the quality's so great. Maybe it is in some pieces, and maybe it isn't, or maybe these people haven't seen the quality before. I don't know. I can't say. Sometimes I feel like, wow, like, are we like old? We're not with the program. Like, we don't know what's anymore. Like, is that what it is? We're aging.
Well, I am aging. You're still fine. But like the quality thing, I feel like it's always been an ongoing subject though with Chanel. Like sometimes you would get an amazing, perfectly made bag, and you would get another one, the same handbag, which is like crooked.
Yeah.
I have a couple of those myself. I still bought them because at the time, like mini flops were so hard to come by, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like, yeah, the quality thing is definitely, some things are better made than others, for sure. So I don't know. For me, I think when people talk about quality on social media, it could mean other things as well,
Yeah.
just like what they're used to, right? So for
Right.
me, not having a lining is in fact bad quality, even though there's a whole inspiration behind the design,
Yeah,
more
I think
menswear, blah blah blah.
yeah, showcase like the menswear patterning and all
Yeah,
that, and you know, and it's not completely unlined. I think like you could see a bit of lining in between the seams, but okay, fine, don't have a lining, that's fine. But then the material, like it needs to fall nicely, right? Like I
exactly.
shouldn't get buckling of the pockets. Yeah, I just didn't feel nice. For 14 something K
I
plus
know.
tax, it didn't feel.
And perhaps that jacket, like I guess, like I said, right? It really just depends on maybe your curves. If you haven't even any bit of chest, I feel like it would just, or maybe just depends on where it's positioned on your. Everybody's like chest is
Yeah,
different too, right?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it
No,
just even
even on like
like
guys.
I don't know, maybe I haven't seen that jacket on a guy.
Okay.
But I think it's like Ripley. Like, you know, like
Yes, the material
like
is
it's like
funny.
okay, if you've done any sewing, I'm not I'm not the best sewer, but I do know like basic sewing. I could do all
Mm,
actually, you know, I'm a pretty good sewer. If I really wanted to, I can make a really nice outfit, and I have done that before. You know, if you're sewing, and for anybody who's used a sewing machine, if the thread is too tight or something,
mhm.
so one thread is too tight and one is doesn't have enough tension, and you know how like the fabric can kind of buckle because
Yeah,
it's tight.
yeah.
It kind of seemed like a little bit of that was happening, but
On the seams.
yeah.
Oh, I was more thinking about the actual fabric. It reminded me more of like, when you buy big, like the big bags of rice.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Yeah,
that
burlap.
kind of that fabric. It has more of
Burlap.
it's like I feel like
Yeah,
it's that
yeah.
in combination with the actual pocket outline being,
Mm-hmm.
because the outlines, all the seams are technically finished, right? There's an
Mm-hmm.
additional fabric that wraps around them. So
Right.
that's where the bulk is, whereas the main fabric itself, maybe even if it's
Mm-hmm.
like you said, like pressed and supposed to be more harder, like that's not thick enough still to make
Yeah.
it lay flat. So I don't know.
It's a beautiful jacket. I liked how it like the color combination with the yellow gold buttons. I loved
Yeah.
that. I just didn't like how it felt for the
Yeah,
price.
that too. It was
I just
very awkward. Like
yeah.
I was just like, I know the essay is just trying to say nice things, and she was saying to me that, "Oh, it looks so good on you," blah blah blah, and in my head I just didn't think so. Like first of all, I didn't think so, and second of all, I felt very uncomfortable. Like I said, I wasn't wearing like nothing inside. I had a nice just plain fitted t-shirt, cotton, kind of thin,
Mhm.
and still it was, I could feel everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, could
I
feel
know exactly
everything
what you
underneath
mean.
that jacket.
It didn't like I mean that jacket and that combination, had the material been different, it would have, despite being very constructed, it would have fallen nicely on the body and felt nice, and you could move well with it. And that's the whole point of Chanel, which was something that I was alluding to in one chat that I did in a video, that I feel like Matthieu is trying to go back to Coco Chanel's vision, you know, the Chave shirts, you know, like wearing, like going into your boyfriend's closet and grabbing like a shirt and wearing that, right? Grabbing his jacket, like uh, paying homage to menswear and having looser cuts, something that Chanel was, you know, pioneering for women,
Mhm.
right? But then it's different. It's it's different, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's
Some people, yeah.
it's different in a way that it's taking to the other extreme. That's
Yeah.
how I feel.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm still trying to be objective. When I just look at the collection online, all I can comment on is aesthetically how nice it is, and I can just maybe think about how the material feels just based on what I felt on the first collection. So we shall see, right? It's only his first year.
Yeah. I feel like when I watched the Matthieu, the runway in the New York subway, I felt like as ridiculous as some pieces seemed, some pieces still felt like, okay, we're getting back to, but then I don't know what the price of all those pieces
I know. The
right?
price is another whole other subject for
You know,
sure.
like, you know, they had the leather trench coats, like they had like
Yeah.
a bunch of nice items, but like price, right? Like it's
Mhm.
gonna be high. And then the recent show, again, not as bad as before, but I think again, you have to see the pieces up close and feel them and see if they look good. A lot of people, their eyes are on the bags and the shoes. That's it's always been. And ready to wear, it's like, okay, you can sort of see, and because a ready to wear piece, like if you can buy a handbag versus a sweater, right?
Mhm.
Those customers are probably going to want the handbag, right? For more
Mhm.
cost per wear. But we have a few people joining us. So we have
Let's take well, there's one question here from Kristen. She wants to know what's one Chanel item you think is overrated versus underrated. I'm guessing about the new collections, right? Matthieu's collection.
yeah, it could be underrated versus overrated. Well, I haven't seen enough of the collection in person to judge for the collection itself. That's a really tough question for me to answer because there's so many great items from Chanel. If we're talking about handbags, definitely the 255 is very underrated. But I think it's
You mean
getting.
the mangled one?
Sorry?
The
Not the
mangled one?
mangled one. Not the mangled one.
Oh,
Although the
okay.
mangled one I wasn't too mad about. Like I
Yeah,
thought
me neither.
yeah, I mean, yeah, you're always gonna have like a ridiculous piece on the runway, Minaudier, you know, this matte metal. Like it's not really meant to be a bag. But the reissue or the 255 with the wires and making it flexible, take on different shapes, like I thought that was a neat idea. Like it wasn't bad. But it's like $18,000 for a bag.
Mm.
I think if somebody was really into and I love the 255, I have a bunch of different versions of the 255. And if I really wanted to collect, I would have wanted to get that, but I don't want to spend that money on a handbag now,
Yeah.
unless it's Hermes.
Well, that's the thing. These prices are even higher than Hermes prices at this point, or it was about, right? About the
Right.
same at this point
Yeah.
after all the price increases.
Underrated pieces. Camellias are underrated.
I like the camellias a lot. I know
Right?
some people are still very angry that it doesn't look like the traditional, like the puffy rounded camellia. I
Yeah.
actually don't mind any of the new flower camellias
Yeah.
that are
Even the
done.
previous ones, right? Like you can definitely find really beautiful ones, and they're all handmade. So that is definitely underrated, but you know, they get really pricey. And so people think about, okay, how much am I going to really wear this? So I think that's very underrated. Underrated pieces are certain like resin pieces from Chanel, right? So like I'm wearing the
Oh,
poker chip necklace. This is
that's so
from
cute.
yeah, so cute, right? This is like perfect for like when you're going to like Monaco or Vegas or something like that. So these pieces are very underrated. They are like people collect them, right? And if you go on resale sites, like some of them are priced quite high because people are looking for them. And then overrated, there's a lot of overrated pieces, right? Like now, if we're thinking about handbags and we're looking at the classic flap the way it is now, priced how it is now, then it is overrated. Like I wouldn't recommend a wallet on chain now, right? Because they're like $6,000, not like before, right? So
It's so hard now, I think, to even justify anything. It's beyond the price. It's also like just the saturation, which is brings back to the fact that Matthieu trying to bring almost a whole new image and a whole new standard of how Chanel may look like going forward. It's so interesting because it's still the beginning, and of course the critiques are gonna be high right at the beginning. Yeah.
I was at
You're
an
wearing
event recently. One of my friends took me. It was like a Prada event, and I met another client of Chanel there, and she was wearing like beautiful, like head to toe Chanel, and she was wearing like the not the raffia fringe nano shopper tote. It's the other one. It kind of has like black and white, and it's, I don't know what the material is, but it's kind of like shaggy.
okay, yeah.
Mini nano shopper.
Those were all raffia.
Maybe that it didn't feel like raffia. It felt like softer, right?
Okay.
But anyway, so she was wearing that, and then we were chatting, and she's like, "I didn't buy anything from the collection. I don't like anything except for this, right?" And you know, a lot of clients just don't. The women who were buying a lot before, it's not their aesthetic. But then I guess the new direction isn't really trying to appeal to these clients anymore. It's trying to attract new people to the brand, fresh set of eyes, blank canvases, you know, and because it's about it has to be sustainable for the brand, right? Like people have to keep buying. How many bags are people going to keep buying? How many clothes are people going to keep buying? How many shoes? Like I already have so many shoes. So, yeah.
Do you think with this new direction, do you think it's a big question, and we're just speculating at this point. Do you think that Matthieu can hold his position as a creative director at Chanel for a long enough period of time to make an impact and to really put his stamp on how Chanel?
I mean, I think both ways, right? So he may be somebody who is super iconic and like makes his mark like Carl. Maybe.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Do you
But
think
then
that's gonna
it
happen?
could be a numbers game too, right? Where like now, like
Sales versus creativity.
Yeah, the way that you know, you have Lena Neer taking over as their CEO, and if it's all about numbers and getting sales in, that would probably determine how long he'll stay at the brand, right? But it could.
But if we're just not looking at the sales, even though it is a big, like it obviously matters and it has to matter. But if you're just looking at the aesthetic and just the direction of how, you know, just the jackets are not even traditional Chanel anymore.
Yeah,
Right?
his aesthetic is very diverse, I think.
Yeah.
He's still, like, if you look in the newer collections, he is bringing some of those classic pieces. He's integrating that into the collection. He has models of various different, like different age ranges, right? I didn't really see too many different sizes, but different age ranges, right? And if he is attracting the younger crowd to shop Chanel, which I don't know where the money will be coming from for the younger crowd, because, you know, we're not living in the greatest of times and the cost of living is very high, especially where we live. I don't know where these young people are buying. But if he's attracting a younger crowd to purchase these things, then he may stay for a really long time. But I think he's definitely opening up the platter of what items, because he's got some very masculine cuts, and I know a lot of male clients of Chanel would really appreciate being able to shop the brand again.
Yeah.
So it could be. I wish I had a crystal ball.
Crystal ball, yeah.
Because I'm not a fashion, like, I wouldn't say like I'm a fashion expert. I'm not like a,
No, but your experience
study
comes from your own,
from my own,
yeah,
I don't know
same
fashion
as I.
history to be able to go back and, compare patterns and see how things happen. I mean, we all have been aware of the musical chairs that have been happening with all the creative directors being shuffled around, right? And they're all kind of like peeing in their own pool sort of thing, right? But, it's hard to say, right? It's really hard.
I know it is hard to say. I guess for me, I just feel like his new direction definitely, at least the aesthetic wise, is definitely more geared towards the younger crowd, like you said. Definitely not anyone like in my age group, late 30s to 40s, 50s, whatever. Or even, I don't know, maybe even early 30s. And so really, if I think about it, anybody who's able to afford Chanel starts at least mid to late 20s. That's when your career maybe start taking off and you're more concerned about starting to invest in nicer pieces for your wardrobe. In that age group, you're either such a fashion lover, you'll just spend all your money in buying these pieces, or unless you come from a more financially sound background, your family owns a lot of things. And so I don't see that being sustainable just from just the age range of where this market that he's attracting is gonna.
Maybe not younger people, maybe newer clients. So it could be newer clients who haven't purchased Chanel before because they didn't like the previous aesthetic, right? There are women who, in their 40s and different around the world, who have a different lifestyle, live in a different climate, who probably didn't gravitate towards Chanel because they didn't like the styles. And so it's attracting new clients. It could be different age ranges. So,
good point.
Could be that. But I mean, I would be really sad because Chanel is one of the brands that I shopped the most, right? In terms of luxury. And this is a brand that I really love, right? Yeah. I loved a lot of the pieces, and I wasn't always buying ready to wear, right? I only got into ready to wear in the last maybe 5-6 years. And I would be sad if there wasn't really anything left for me to buy, although I'll be saving a lot of money. But, I would be sad if I didn't have like the interest anymore, right? Like, to go and see what's new. I think there will always be something for me. Like, I don't think that there would be nothing. I'm not going to completely say, oh yeah, I'm not shopping the brand anymore. I'm pretty sure there will be some items that I will like in the future. But again, just irrespective of the new creative director, I think just in my point in life right now, where I am with my collection, I will be more discerning with what I add to it. So I don't have that same hunger of, oh my gosh, I need to buy this bag, or this jacket, or I need a jacket in pink, I need a jacket in green. I already have that. So I just don't want anything repetitive anymore. And that brings us to our discussion of like changing bodies and changing lifestyles. And, I've noticed a pattern when I speak to other women who are around my age, regardless of if they have children or not. I think you come to like a point where you've learned so much about your style and your lifestyle. Like, you shop and you buy things and you start to understand what you like and what you don't like, and you may move things on. Your lifestyle might change, and you might have this fantasy life of where, oh my gosh, I'm going to wear like a Chanel jacket or a Balmain blazer to work every day. And then you realize, hey, like I can't move in this.
I know.
Right?
Especially.
I'm not dressing the way I see it on Instagram, right? I'm not dressing that way. Like I just want to be comfortable. And so they start to think like, oh gosh, I've got this huge wardrobe full of expensive clothes and I'm not wearing them. and some people are selling stuff, and they're selling things that, you know, a significant discount, right? I saw Sophie Showhead's video, and she was selling like Balmain blazers, I think for like 400 pounds or something, compared to the price that she paid, right?
Yeah, well, speaking of that, because so as for myself, we were just talking about that before we went live, right? And I was talking about so you're going through mommy phase, right? Mommy body, and I'm going through the early perimenopause sort of stage life, and even I've noticed that my body's been changing. And the thing is, like, I've always been tiny. I've always been, I don't want to say stick thin. I have some, like, a little bit of fat and muscles on me, but like I'm pretty straight body type. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I've always been able to fit in size 0 or like XXS sometimes even. And my body has not really been changing that much since high school until even my late 30s. I was pretty much the same size. At least weight-wise, it was always the same.
Right.
You know, minus a couple, I don't know, maybe 5 pounds in a winter. You know, you just eat more because you need it. But lately I've just been noticing that my body composition has been changing.
Yeah.
And even though my weight didn't change, but it's not so noticeable yet because it's just starting, but like I just notice it, and like, you know, my arms are different.
Yeah.
My tummy's different, and it's just, you just know it's changing and it's inevitable, right? And so for me, I've shared like, I didn't really share all the pieces that I decluttered, but I did share that recently I've been, like, in the past 2 years, I've been really getting rid of a lot of my self-portrait dresses and Balmain jackets, because self-portrait is known to be super tight and there's no room for expansion.
No stretch.
Yeah, like especially at the waist, right? The waist and the rib cage. You have to be this size when you eat and after you eat, before you eat. Like there's no wiggle room.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed those ready-to-wear so much, right? Back then in my early mid 30s to even like early 40s, I was still wearing them.
Yeah.
But like this past couple years, it's just been harder. I've been not really reaching for it, and if I did reach for it, it's because I was forcing myself to, because I needed to put the cost per wear in it. But at this point, I'm also more concerned about comfort. Like, I can still fit in them, but I'm not even comfortable and I can't even eat. So that's just a no-go. So I've basically decluttered everything and left only one dress in my collection. That's so sad for me, right? Like, I've been a lover of dress my whole life. I'm a summer baby, I always say that. And then the Balmain pieces, the style may be also kind of like going out of date in a way. They do come in and out, I do agree, but even then, like, the restriction on your arms, just reaching just like this area, forget about even closing the jacket. I can close it if I haven't eaten yet, but the moment I eat, then I can't close it. And so I've also decluttered all of those, only to invest in pieces that give me flexibility. Like lately, I've been choosing clothes that, I don't want to say they're necessarily like bigger clothes, but I choose a size that is more flexible. And I've been just, you know, I'm not mad at that, but it's just like at one point in a woman's life, it goes through changes, whether it's motherhood or just hormonal, like it will change. And so this is a big subject, and it just, you know, I never would have thought about that before. When I was buying all my self-portrait dresses, I always thought I'll just always stay this weight anyway. I've never had a problem managing my weight. Not that I, you know, it's not a constant thought in my head or anything like that, but I've just always stayed at that size. And so, but you can't run away from your body aging either.
Yeah, and hormones and your body, again, your body composition is going to change. We all know this, whether you're a man or a woman, more so for women, but you do lose muscle mass in your 30s, right? So your body composition might be the same weight, but your muscle mass is going to change. And, I was thinking about this before, like coats and stuff, right? Like I would be able to tolerate heavy coats, and like, I'm like, gosh, I don't want to do this. And it could be because my muscle mass is going down. I can't hold up the heavy coats anymore, and I want something lightweight. Could be that. But yeah, body composition changes, your ligaments change, the way, also postural changes that we have, whether it's from habits and, our activity levels, but also like spine changes, right? Like so many things happen. But going back to Chanel and their ready to wear, this is one of the reasons why I was so confident with the pieces that I have, is because alterations is amazing. Even now, if I've bought something and it wasn't my size, they made it my size, right? Like,
how much leeway can you, like, how many more like full size can you go up per?
So apparently you can go up 2 sizes.
That's really good. So it must have a lot of seam allowances.
They have a lot of seam. Now, I don't know about the new collection because I've heard that's a little bit different, but in general, like they look at the number of seams, and I think in every seam, like the seamstress will see, oh yeah, there's tons of fabric. But even like, so I have a jacket that I purchased. It's a beautiful jacket. I purchased it during the winter sale, and I remember I loved it when I saw it when it was in season, but then I looked at the price. I'm like, I don't love it that much. Right? But then it was in the sale, right? And then I bought it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It's such a beautiful, and it's a Matthieu piece. And I'm like, oh my God, I love it. But I had just found out I was pregnant at the time. And so even then, now before pregnancy, I was about 150 pounds, just 150 on the upper end, but I was happy at 140. And if I look back at pictures, I'm like, my gosh, I look so thin and emaciated. And I thought I was like, okay, and just average. But then I would wear a 38. And even then it would get a little snug at the arms because some of the arms were really slim cut. And that was no big deal. They'd open up the armhole so I can fit into it better, and then nip it in at the waist, right? Like all sorts of different changes, right, that they would do to make it fit better. So the jacket, I said, you know what, I'm not going to alter it yet because of this reason, and I'll wait. And it had a lot of seams, and it had a lot of beads all over it, and it was beautiful, these beautiful little black pearls all over it. And the seamstress then said, you know what, I'm going to order a separate panel of fabric. So if we need to open it up, I have, because she wasn't sure if the beads were on the inside, the seam allowance. And she said, then at least I can take the beads off of that and apply it or something like that. So the panel of fabric came in, and it was sitting at the boutique. And, I'm like, how long do you keep this? Because with my first pregnancy, I went from 150 to 230 pounds the day I delivered. Never thought I'd see the scale over 200. And I put it on mostly at the end, and despite eating pretty clean and healthy, right? And but regardless, right, it's all hormones. And and I remember I went to the boutique, and the manager's like, don't worry, like the panel is here. Whenever you want to alter it, just bring it in. And so I was like waiting. I'm like, maybe I'll lose some weight. And it just didn't happen as quickly. And I wasn't as aggressive about it because I was thinking, okay, maybe we'll have another baby. So like, I'm just gonna, why am I going to go through all that effort only to gain it back? Anyway, I did have it opened up, and they, it fits me now. Cause they're like, you know what, don't worry about it. Just alter it now. So at least you can wear it now. You can always get it back, size it back down if you want to. And they had ordered that panel of fabric, and they had put that in for me. And that's been done for a coat that I bought, right? Like they put in extra fabric. So the confidence level I have in the alterations of the pieces that I have, like I can always take it back to get altered. Opened up, provided, like, I mean, they'll, within reason, right? I mean, it really depends, but like, you also don't want to keep doing that either, in my head at least, because once you open something up and you put it back and open it up and put it back, like you are putting some wear and tear on the seam. So I haven't altered absolutely everything, but a few pieces I have altered so I can wear now. And I think that was the beauty of it, because throughout your life, your body will change. And these garments are meant to be in your closet for a long time, right? It's different if you fall out of love with it, but you can always have it tailored. They might charge for it, they may not, it depends, right? They're always changing their alterations policy and pricing, but it's doable, right? So, but for other brands like Self Portrait and Balmain, they don't do that.
Yeah.
If you have it, if it's bigger, you can definitely tailor it down, but having it opened up, it's kind of hard. So with Chanel, like I don't have such an issue with that. Like I still feel like, okay, even if my body changes, even if I lose a lot of the baby weight, I don't think I'll be exactly the same as before, and I don't expect to be. But let's say when I do lose some of the weight, I do want to at least be able to wear it. And if I need to open it up or alter it or add something or whatnot, right, I do have those pieces and I still love them. So there's that. But Balmain, like very stiff. I have the cardigans, like the knitwear. That surprisingly, because it's stretchy, it fits and it's comfortable. And I actually still love the aesthetic of those. I used to wear those a lot. Like, you know what I'm talking about, like the button down.
Yeah, I have the same ones in both.
Yeah.
Black and white too.
And I found like that to look so good. Like if I didn't know what to wear, I would put pants on and put that on top and I would look like $1,000,000, right? Like buttoned up, good. I would wear it to work. Like I'm doing a lot of moving and stuff and I can still wear it. I just don't want to overstretch the knit, but I could still put it on.
I'm really surprised that you're able to wear even the Balmain cardigan and work as a chiropractor.
I have.
Wow, that's really amazing.
Yeah, I've worn those. They're stretchy and I think I like them because I'm quite pear-shaped. So
yes, so it's really suits you.
They really even you out.
Yes,
so it's really flattering. So I'm not totally lost with the ready to wear. Some pieces you do grow out like your love for them, you grow out of it. Or you don't like the color anymore, or maybe you found that you've bought this and you just never wore it because you don't reach for it. That's a different story. But I speak to women around my age, and a lot of them are talking about the same thing. Like, gosh, especially after menopause or during menopause, they're just like, my gosh, like I'm putting on so much weight. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like I'm working out, I'm doing this and that. And, that doesn't happen to everybody, but your bodies do change. And then they go into their wardrobes and they have beautiful clothing and it just makes them so upset. And I know the feeling, right? Because I look at a wardrobe full of clothes that I want to wear, but they don't fit. And you get discouraged because you don't even know how to dress your body anymore. So whether you've had kids or you're going through a body change, it's really, it really is like you feel sad, right? You don't feel like excitement to go out anymore. You don't really want to socialize anymore because you feel like you don't look the part. So I think a lot of women are going through this, and especially with expensive ready to wear, it's like, okay, like I used to fit into this and now I don't fit into it. Like, what do I do? Like, I don't want to alter it. Like, they just want to throw everything out. Right?
Well, that's also why I feel like, even for me, like size-wise, not a huge change for me yet, but I'm seeing the subtle differences. Like things just, my body is just subtly different. But on another way that I can relate, having sort of like no desire to wear anything or to dress up or to do anything, is I went through kind of like mini health crisis, like a health scare last year, late last year, and ER visits and stuff like that, just a lot of follow-up. And during that time, the last thing I could think about was luxury or fashion. Like I just wanted people to leave me alone. Not necessarily like because people are bugging me, but it had no more, I just felt like I just had no more purpose or anything like that. I just didn't know, I couldn't control how my body was reacting or doing things. And so, yeah, I could relate from that point of view. But yeah, it's something that in my 20s and 30s, I never thought about. That is for sure.
Yeah.
especially coming from just having a very stable body shape for me all throughout my life. So it's interesting to experience that for the first time.
Yeah. We have a comment.
So Taejun,
yeah,
was a big fan of you. She was really excited that you were coming on
hi
the
Taejun, so nice
live
to
show.
meet you. Thank you for joining the live.
She loved your beautiful Chanel ready-to-wear. And I was gonna say, are you wearing 23C right now? I think I recognize the jacket you were putting on earlier.
This is
the Monaco one. Yes. I love it.
I'm wearing the sort of full look, except for, well, I mean, this isn't the look, but a few pieces from that. So
yeah,
I'm wearing, this is the t-shirt I bought before, I think, this collection was released, and I had just found out I was pregnant then. And I bought this t-shirt. It's stretchy, so it fit me when I was that size, but it fits me. But I mean, the Chanel might be a little bit overstretched.
It's okay. No, I don't notice it.
But it works. It's stretchy. And then this is the poker chip necklace. I actually picked this up in the sale, which was really cool, right? So I thought it was cute. And the hoop.
I didn't even notice the earrings.
Yeah. And then this is the jacket.
I know. I recognize the jacket, right? You know why I suddenly am like recognizing all these collections? Because I've been buying pre-love lately, and I bought a piece from this exact collection. The cardigan. I love the cardigan so much because there's so much stretch. I can wear anytime. Yeah, I love this jacket.
Yeah, this is definitely not something that would appeal to a lot of people. I will say that.
Color-wise.
But it is a very like F1.
It's so iconic.
Yeah, and it's a cool jacket, for F1 and stuff. So I do love it. That speaking of pre-loved, like, I feel like, and I was chatting about this with one of my friends, like, there are a lot of pieces on the pre-loved market which are near new, if not new condition, even with tags. And obviously we know ready to wear does not sell unless you have like a very like viral piece, but for the most part, you're going to lose money if you try to sell them. Right. So, but Chanel ready to wear, if you do buy pre-loved, like you can again have it altered, even if you have to pay for it, like they will alter it. And in a way it kind of authenticates the item too. So a lot of the old stuff, like the good stuff, like you could just dive right in and get. So there is a lot. Like I was looking like on Vestiaire, I was looking on the Real, and I'm always like looking at styles. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this jacket, I remember I liked it, and it was this much, and look how much it's selling for, right? And you can find some really nice gems. There was a point that if any of you watched Super Jacob, I haven't seen anything from him in a while, but I remember like several months ago, I think in one of his lives, he was talking about, we have like Ozempic booming, especially in the States. A lot of people are on it. A lot of women are on it.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah, even if they're not like obese, like people are on it, right? So that's a separate
dosing is a thing too, but which if you have a sort of like craving, so they say that microdosing helps with like when you have the bad food cravings and you just don't even get it anymore, stuff like that. I mean I don't know a ton about it, but I do listen to a lot of health podcasts, and
it's a tricky subject. I mean, definitely it's a whole other discussion in itself. In one way, for a certain patient, it can be a lifeline.
Yeah.
So for just certain constellation of factors, it could be a lifeline for somebody because they would be suffering from terrible comorbidities otherwise. But for a lot of the time, like, I mean, it is problematic. It's a slippery slope and different reasons, right? But because of that, a lot of women are losing weight, and their clothes are too big. So they're selling them off to buy smaller clothes.
Is that real? Like,
right?
So they're selling all their ready-to-wear off because
we can dive right in and buy their fat clothes.
I was thinking the other way around, because like like I said, I've been buying the pre-loved ready to wear out, and I'm thinking like, who's gonna give up these like I'm wearing this jacket, which is like one of my nicest jacket ever. And I'm like, who gave up this jacket? Like it must be in my thought. I'm like, it must be because they had gained some weight and then couldn't fit in
Yeah.
the jackets anymore. So
Yeah, if you're buying the smaller sizes, if you're buying
okay.
something like a 40, 42, 44 even, that's a different story, right? If it's like a
Right.
small size, and that's like if you're buying a 34, okay, that's a different story, right? But
Mm,
I'm talking like the bigger sizes,
right.
even bigger than that, right? I think some people can even special order like a 50. And you can see like a lot of bigger clothes that are being sold because
Mm.
they just don't want to have it altered, or it might not look the same, or they don't
It
want to
is
bother.
annoying to get everything altered. Like you have to take the time to do it.
Yeah, and some people
It's
don't
like
want
biking
the
into.
tag size either, right? Like if they're going to have something made smaller, they don't want it to say 44 anymore. They want it to say something else. Or
Oh,
sometimes,
really?
yeah, some people do that, right? They don't like the fact that the tag says a bigger size than they
Mm.
are, because especially if you've been kind of bigger and you've lost the weight, you don't want that, right? Some people might not,
Mm.
but it's there's a lot on the pre-live market, and it's like new, or if not new, with tags
Mhm.
that you can purchase, and especially on like maybe pieces that you've missed out on.
Yeah.
You can buy some really great pieces on there as well for a bit of a bargain. I mean, it's still
Fraction.
expensive, but I mean, a bit of a bargain. We have a comment, Leany Bat.
She hasn't worn her pants in a year. Just skirts of all lengths for better waistbands. I totally get this. Not giving away my jeans though. Oh yeah, I think we were talking about the tummy, like the tummy
Mhm,
being different shape now.
mhm, mhm. Jeans are tricky. I haven't worn jeans in a number of years, and this isn't about even weight gain. It was just about comfort. Um,
That's interesting because I find jeans extremely comfortable. I've pretty much lived in jeans all my life and only started to wear more trousers here and there.
I think I started to, I despised jeans in school, like when I was in university. Like I wore jeans,
Uh-huh.
but it was so hard to find the best fit because I was always,
Oh,
and by
yeah.
the end of the day, like, it's restrictive, even if they're stretchy, right? I guess like back then people were wearing like skinny jeans and
Yes.
like
I lived
tight
in skinny
jackets and
jeans for
tight
so many
waistbands.
years.
And
But I
now
I get it.
the cuts are more forgiving. They're more like boxy. Like I don't even know if they call them mom jeans or whatnot, but like just wider and more relaxed
Mhm.
fit. I can see that they're more comfy because it's cotton, especially if you get a nice soft denim. I think I felt a brand. I can't remember what it was called. If it was called DL something. I felt it. I took a picture of it. It was really soft denim. Like it just didn't even feel like denim. But that can be really comfortable. I think before it was more of like I didn't feel denim looked dressy enough. I felt like it made everything look casual.
Mhm.
And so I would just wear like black trousers, stuff that I would wear to clinic, right? I would wear out. But now I'm like, okay, you know what? I could appreciate the denim because a lot of the Chanel jackets look really nice with denim. So I do want to go and look for a nice cut, something that's comfortable, because now like the looser, baggier fit is in, and it's perfect for now, right? I'm not going to be wearing anything super tight. But I get it with the skirts, even dresses. I found dresses, provided the weather is good. Like I find dresses so comfortable to wear because it's just one piece. You don't have to mix and match. You can maybe accessorize it a little bit, but you've got an outfit in one piece, and it's flowy. It skims over the belly and the hips, and you've got free movement. You've got good air circulation.
It's also the most forgiving shape, like especially skirts, even on a straight body like mine or a pear shape like yours. It's
Mhm.
as long as it fits your waist, it pretty much fits, right?
Yeah, and very feminine too, right? So, yeah.
So before we came on, we alluded that you might have some eye candy for us. So I don't know if you
Yes.
have some stuff to show
Uh,
us.
yeah. So I did get a mini Evelyn. I'm going to show you.
Ah, here, I'll change the screen size. You can make your screen
I was
your
just using this today.
full screen.
Yeah. So I got a mini Evelyn.
Oh my goodness, the same color as mine.
Do you
I
have
haven't worn it yet.
Okay. So this isn't, I wasn't really looking for this, but I was in boutique and they had like, we were in the bag section looking at something else, and there was a drawer and they had all these little boxes under where the Evelyn display was, and they had like the bigger size, the new mid size that's out, that's the 23.
23. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's actually really nice. It's a nice size. And then when I asked about this, I'm like, oh, you guys have like a number of boxes, like what colors do you have? And then they don't tell you, oh, we have this. They're like, what color are you looking for?
I know.
And I'm like, oh, maybe like a pastel, pop of color, right? And then they brought out this in Rose Sakura, and it's so cute. Like I bought it because, like, okay, price wise, like for a bag,
Yeah.
compared to other bags, it's
Mm-hmm.
a steal. But I kind of thought it would be cute, like for my daughter. Like I know she's really little, but like as like a little future bag. But I'm using it and it's easy. Like I took it to like and you just put like a few items in. Yeah, it's cute to use, right? And it's a nice color. I get a little compliments on it. So yeah.
That's really nice. I haven't been able to use mine. I guess well, it's been the winter. I
Mhm.
bought it in the late fall, I think. I can't even
Mhm.
remember now. And it's just sitting, well, it's there. It's not in the box. It's sitting outside. But I'm so matchy with what I wear, and during the winter time, I'm just always in my dark color clothes.
Mhm.
I was
I can see that.
thinking,
Yeah. I wouldn't wear this over a coat.
yeah,
Right. And I wouldn't wear it with black.
yeah.
Mostly colors like this I would wear with like whites, or maybe like trousers that wouldn't give me any color transfer with a dress. But we had some cold days, but it was sunny, so like I brought it out and it's nice. I wouldn't wear this in the rain.
Yeah.
Um, so it has its place. I mean, had it been in like say black or that really beautiful dark brown ebene color, like you can wear that in the winter as well. So it's all about color, I think. But definitely in the summer, I think you'll appreciate it.
I was just gonna say, I'm, but now I don't know because I was planning on taking it to my vacation to Cancun,
Mm-hmm.
but then I was told by several people to not bring my luxury bags. Like, don't even think about it. I was like, oh,
Okay.
yeah. So now I'm just like, oh, okay. Well, then forget about that idea.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just have to wait for the real summer here.
Yeah. It's tricky luxury when traveling as well, right? Like what do you wear? And depending on the destination, but also like just traveling and going through customs.
That's the thing.
That's
Yeah.
also kind of stressful as well. Although I've never really had an issue with that where somebody asked me, oh, prove that you bought this in Canada and not, bringing it back from your trip.
I think it's really random. It's
Yeah.
if they feel like checking what you bought, and I don't know, something about maybe the person, if they're just a little bit more on the nervous side, then they
Mm-hmm.
start questioning
Mm-hmm.
more. I'm usually pretty upfront. I
Yeah.
tell them exactly what I bought, and I have receipts, like literally stacks, calculated, ordered, whatever, and I show it to them.
Yeah.
So that's always easier, like just more straightforward, and I'll
Yeah.
just say what it is.
Yeah.
But it is annoying. Like for me, it takes away a little bit of the joy of just being on vacation and just wanting to be spendy.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you just want to buy things, but you're trying to limit yourself because, it is a thing.
There's always anxiety coming back. Like, don't get me wrong.
And just it's not that nice to always have to like, oh, I have to pay tax again. Sort of like it takes away from the trip a little bit.
Like some people don't want to wear their luxury bags on vacation because they don't want to be a target, or they don't want anything to get stolen or anything to get lost, right? And I guess like it just depends on the destination where you're going, but anything bad can happen anywhere, right?
Exactly.
If you go to, I don't know, like Europe, if you go to like anywhere, like something bad can always happen. And you just want to be careful as much as you want. But yeah, it's all about like, okay, if I'm bringing my own bags, like, okay, what if I come back and they're questioning me and I maybe I don't have a receipt for it, or what if it was a gift, like anything, right? It can be stressful for some people to not take the bag. But I think a lot of people are more about like, you don't want to be a target.
Yeah.
At a resort in Cancun. And I mean, if you're at a resort, you're kind of enclosed and it's mostly all tourists too.
Yeah, I guess it's also my first time to Mexico.
Yeah.
And I just, you hear things and it may not be that bad, but you just
Yeah.
don't know. And
I've only been to Mexico once.
Mm.
That was for like a destination wedding. And
Oh,
that was
okay,
it. Like I haven't gone to any of the south, like the Mexico, but even like anything in the Caribbean. Like we've always just flown to Europe or the States.
I know.
So I would like to go to some destinations. But again, I think if you're in like a resort or like a major touristy place, like I don't think there should be so much of a concern.
No, we'll be at a resort, but we will go out to the city a bit. I don't know how many times. Like, we just don't know. It's our first time there. We are going with our like my in-laws, so it'll be it's not just the two of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I might still bring it. I just don't know.
I think, even like the hotel, okay, like what if I put it in my hotel room and like the people who come to clean and service, like if they do something, but I would doubt it. I feel, I mean, I've never had that experience where I felt like unsafe in a.
Yeah, so far it's been okay. Like,
yeah,
that's why we love sticking to destinations like Hawaii, Hong Kong.
Hawaii is so
Those
nice.
are always so safe.
Yeah.
But anytime we go anywhere outside of that, like last time we were in Europe, that was the year after my brother got married. And yeah, we were very careful. We were so careful. And plus it was our first time going to Europe too. And I wasn't feeling my best health-wise at the time. And so just didn't want to add another burden. Like we even we only did carry on. We didn't even bring check-in luggage. And because we were the four of us, we were always watching each other's backs, which is really good, because I think there were a couple times it was kind of sketchy around the train, like the train station.
Train stations can be sketchy. Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah. It's always when you just get off and you need to go to the washroom and someone needs to like really watch everybody's stuff.
Yeah.
And better if there's at least two people watching.
Yeah.
Versus one.
And you're not preoccupied. Like I think when my sister actually like whenever we've gone to like France, anywhere, like we've never had an issue anywhere in Europe. We've never, because it would mostly be me and my husband, and we're two adults. Like we have our eyes around on our surroundings at all times, right? But when you have small children or other family members that you're kind of taking care of, you're more focused on them, and then they take advantage of people who are like preoccupied with something else. So I mean, my sister got her phone stolen at one of the train stations. And she's a super careful person, but they were very swift, and she was more so like trying to get her kids together, to change trains, right? We did travel with my daughter, during the summer. We went to, we were thinking of a destination where like, hey, like it's our anniversary and kind of like a baby moon, like where do we go? And we were like, let's just go somewhere familiar, right? Like it's less of a learning curve. So we did go to Paris, and we did go to the south again. We went to Saint-Tropez, and it was nice, right? But again, when you're with a small child, you're a little bit more mindful of
for sure
your surroundings. And I didn't feel anything. I still felt pretty okay. So I think it's just luck. You hear stories.
It's only when it happens to you, because it actually even
Exactly.
happens here in Vancouver.
It happens apparently here too.
Yeah, in Toronto, I'm sure there's always like at the mall that we always go to. It didn't happen to us, but of all people, my financial advisor was telling me, we were just leaving, like the appointment was over, and he was telling me, I don't know why we were talking about Metro Town, but he was telling me how because they have a toddler and they were at this shoe store. They were just buying sneakers for her, and they had the pram, and she was crying for some reason. So he was trying to soothe her. The mom was looking at the shoes, and
Yeah.
then I think the wife basically told him, "Oh, come look at this." And then he just like only within like not even a minute, like just turned away just to look at the shoes, and then carrying the daughter. Someone came in and snatched the bag that was in the pram, like which had all
Yeah.
their wallets and everything, both their wallets and everything. And then just like, who does that, right? But if you're targeted,
There are a lot of opportunists now. I mean, we have definitely increased crime and more
yeah,
brazen crime now.
same here.
I haven't like personally witnessed this happening in front of me, but obviously
Yeah,
videos on social media, like
yeah.
at the mall, like we have a luxury mall, Yorkdale.
I
It's
love
connected to the
Yorkville.
subway. Yeah, it's connected to the subway, and they're having now jewelry stores, right? Like Van Cleef, any watch store, everything closes earlier than the mall itself. We have increased police presence in the mall now alongside security. And, Tiffany, I think, had a robbery. Cartier had a robbery
Mm,
as well, and they just like
mhm.
left, right? And so it's definitely happening. It's happening
Yeah,
a lot of places. So again, it's only if it happens to you. We
exactly.
still have to be like eyes and ears open, and especially like if you've got young children, like I wouldn't go shopping by myself with two children. I don't do that now,
Mhm.
just because of the awareness that we have, and maybe I'm a little bit more worried now. Like my maybe I'm
Better
just
safe than
paranoid.
sorry anyway.
Yeah.
I would do the exact same.
Yeah, I wouldn't, just because my mind's going to be preoccupied on two little children, and
Yeah.
like I need to have somebody else with me, so that we can just be safe, right? And yeah, so a lot of like, definitely have to be a lot more aware now these days, which is sad. Didn't expect that to happen in Canada, but
I know.
it
And
is what
speaking
it
of
is.
phones,
Yeah,
you all are probably aware by now that I was hacked on YouTube. I
yeah,
didn't have my channel for a whole month. So, other than trying to just wait to recover my channel, I had to change passwords on everything, and I made like solidified all my devices to be at the highest security. So the other day we were at Apple store because I needed to change the battery on my Apple Watch,
mm-hmm.
and I needed to like when you're there, the final step is like you have to like log into your Apple ID account and then like confirm everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have the password because obviously I changed all my passwords and I
Oh,
don't rely on memory anymore. I just use the password app.
yeah.
But apparently it doesn't save your Apple password, obviously, the like for redundancy. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I need to change my password on my phone. And it wouldn't let me. It would, but because I set the thing to the highest max, like the highest
Yeah.
security, so it would take an hour
Mm-hmm.
delay for me to change. So we're
Oh
like
my
walking in
gosh.
the mall for an hour just to
Yeah.
come back to do this final step.
Oh
But
my
that's
god.
what you need to do these days because
Yeah.
I'm thinking about me just traveling too, like traveling if someone just took my phone, I don't want them to just
What do
access
you do?
everything. Everything is in it. My whole life is in it. All my
Yeah.
banking is in it.
Yeah. A lot of, and that's the case for all of us.
Yeah,
And it's scary, and I think it is really great that you did share exactly what happened in that video, because it opens everybody's eyes, just to
it's
be
so
a bit more
easy.
aware.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, you gave some really good tips in that, which I appreciate. But we live in very scary times where
correct.
like you think you're smart and you think you know like what to avoid, but you could be played. and scammers and thieves are just getting more and more advanced. And I think social media makes it even worse because they see ideas online, they see what they're able to get away with. And we all know that our legal system where we live is not the greatest for
It's not always fair for everything.
Yeah, it's not as definitely people are getting away with a lot, and it is scary. I mean, this is a few years ago. This is before now it's very well known, like the carjackings and car thefts.
Right.
Like people who had their vehicles stolen from their driveway without them even knowing. Like people were able to go in and somehow steal the signal of the key and steal the car. And so I know people who have lost their cars. Some have been able to be recovered, right? Like police found it, but now it's just a mess. And now the criminals are just far more brazen now because people started to put up barriers like boulders and steering wheel locks and wheel locks and, locking their garage. And now it's like people literally just kicking down your door to turn your house upside down looking for keys, which is very scary. And we actually had an incident. This is when my daughter was born. It was the first somebody had tried to steal our vehicle from our driveway.
Oh gosh.
And we didn't know about it. So the only way we knew was because the garage door had opened around like 4:30 in the morning. And we're like,
by itself?
Yeah. So they were able
they did it. Okay.
Right. Garage door is just a curtain. Even if you have an opener, they're able to open it. Right. So, so we looked at the camera footage, and these guys, they were, looked like professional criminals, and they tried to start our car. They were able to open it, but they couldn't start it. And they had a vehicle on the road, and there was a driver in there. So they kept going back and forth, getting tools or whatnot. So they weren't able to start the car because of all the security features. And it was a vehicle that normally doesn't get stolen, right? Because at the time, right, like it wasn't in high demand, and also it's easy to recognize, right? It's not like, a lot of Range Rovers, Lexus being stolen, not the supercars. So anyway, they went around the house just peeking in the windows and trying to see if anything was open, but not making a sound, trying to see if they can get in and maybe see if we've left keys there, right? So they left after 15 minutes. And then the following month, that vehicle was not parked in the driveway anymore. We didn't even bring it home. We parked it in a secure location. And we had another vehicle, not a supercar, but another vehicle in the driveway. And these young kids literally came out of, there was a vehicle driving by, literally came out, went straight to the front door, and were kicking down our front door.
Oh my God.
We heard this in the middle of the night. It was like 2:30 in the morning.
That's so scary.
Very scary. My daughter was like 2 months old.
Yeah.
And my husband, we woke up, and my husband immediately opened the windows and started yelling out, and then they realized that we were up, and I was already calling the police, obviously trembling, scared.
Yeah.
And so my daughter's screaming because obviously baby's scared, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when they realized we were up, they ran off. They weren't able to kick down the door because the previous incident had prompted us to put a more secure lock on our door. So they weren't able to kick down the door. But had they had more time, maybe they would have, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently 4 other houses were targeted that night. And then the following 2 nights, several other houses were targeted, and they had bear spray or something.
Oh my God.
So a lot of this was happening, and, you hear about it, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's happening everywhere.
It's always on the news. Something is going on.
Always. And even on social media, people are sharing videos. So it's just now it's kind of okay, take my stuff, but don't hurt me or
harm me. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And now it's people laugh, right? Where the chief of police is leave your car keys at the front door. Literally.
I think I saw that on the news about Toronto. I was like, oh my gosh, what?
Yeah. So, I mean, that too, a lot of people are, you hear a lot of YouTubers talking about luxury and not wanting to wear luxury because they don't want to be a target and they can't enjoy it anymore. And I can feel that, right? I still wear my stuff. We still drive nice cars, but I don't I don't like fully enjoy that as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
And we lived in this Belle Epoque in like 2019, and I wish we could go back to that time.
I know.
Right?
The pre-2020s.
Yeah. So, yeah, times have definitely changed for sure. Bodies have changed, times have changed. Now we don't know what era we're entering into, and we're in this like la la
Era
land.
of
And now
AI.
we're like thinking about, and like now my algorithm is all conspiracy algorithm, and I don't even know if it's true or not. I don't know what to believe anymore.
Oh
And
my goodness. I was just telling that to my husband yesterday because, I know some people, maybe the younger crowd, or maybe it just depends on the personality. There are people that are easily, they just can just keep doom scrolling. And the first time I heard that, I didn't even know what it meant. And yesterday I was telling my husband. So my husband's not that old, but he's a little older than me. We're on I'm just the tail end of millennials. So he's the previous. And then I was telling him how like I don't understand how people can doom scroll because I'm just looking at my social media and within a few minutes I see stuff. I'm like, is this even real? Is this AI? And
yeah.
I'm just not even interested anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "What's doom scroll?" Like, I was like, "Oh, I even had to explain that." Which is sort of funny because that's like my point is, yeah, you don't even know what's real or what's not on
Yeah.
social media these days, which for
Like,
me is not a problem. For me, it's just easier to even toss my phone on the side and
yeah.
just keep listening to my podcast. That's more practical and more educational and interesting to me.
Yeah.
But it just like I don't even like I post what I post and I get off and that's
Yeah.
it. It's
Yeah.
actually
It
helping
is
me
it
to
is
not
good
stay.
to yeah, there's overconsumption of media and the wrong type of media, but definitely, I mean, you are more aware, right? When you hear of things happening, definitely it's good to be aware. We shouldn't think negative. We shouldn't speak negative because we're attracting that. I definitely do believe that. But the thing about the new technology now, especially with AI, and I observe this on even YouTube, where you have very well-known speakers who have like a huge following. Like I'm talking about like certain doctors that have like wellness channels and they give health tips, etc. And they're have a huge following, right? Or you have like Jordan Peterson, right? He has a huge following. But then you have other channels that have like been made, and they use AI to use their voice,
Yeah,
and they'll have their own video,
yeah,
and
I've
they
seen
might be
so
giving
many
the
of
same
those.
message, but they're attracting their fall. They're piggybacking
Yeah.
off of their viewership, and it's scary because like someone can take you have content out there. We all have
Yeah.
content out there, right? Someone can literally take your face and your whole frame and then create a whole other video with your voice and your face and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary too, right? Forget like channel being hijacked, but then I'm like, maybe I'm thinking like a criminal, that somebody can do this.
No, because it's already happening.
It's already happening, right? And I was surprised. I'm like, okay, like this doctor, I saw his video, but this is a different channel with like 5,000 followers.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. You
And
have
you
to
can
check
tell
them.
kind of that it might be AI, right? And then later you see on the bottom, this is like artificially generated. I'm like, my gosh, right? Like, what's stopping someone from doing that? Which that's kind of scary
Nothing.
too, right? So we live in really weird times.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm sure my parents felt the same way because they think that when we grew up, it was all, we didn't even have a computer growing up, to be honest. I think the first computer we had, I was in definitely not high school anymore. I think maybe first year of cégep.
Mhm,
And it was just dial up, obviously. Or maybe it was my last year of high school. I can't remember now.
mhm, mhm.
And to them, that's like, oh my gosh, I don't understand anything. This is too new and everything. And
Yeah,
this is how I'm feeling about AI now, like
yeah,
going into this whole new generation of technology.
yeah,
Um, it's a lot. I mean, for a while, because I'm on because I'm on YouTube, I've had to like keep up with some social media, right? Like I have an account on almost all the platforms, even if I may not use them. Like Twitter, I've had to use it when I got hacked. I never really used Twitter. I have an account. I've always created it a long time ago, but I never post anything. So for the first time, I've had to go to my Twitter account and say to Team YouTube that I was hacked. But for most people my age, they don't even have the Twitter account. They don't even have, well, maybe they have Instagram, but they might not have all the other ones.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's getting more and more like incomprehensive for us as we are going through more advances.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, is important to keep up, but I know how my parents feel now.
Yeah.
They went from no technology whatsoever, like no cell phone. Like we didn't have cell phones when I was growing up either, but like at least I lived through it. They don't have any of that. Like I have to teach them how to use their phone, but they only remember where to press. And if it's something new or something
it changes,
updated, they just don't know anymore.
They're like, right? Okay, well, what's happening, right? Yeah, no, very true. And we have especially with like AI and all that, everything's changing so much. And unless you're using it every day and engage with it every day and learning, fine. But at some point, like you stop because you have other priorities or other responsibilities. Right? So, but yeah, I really hope you know, things get better in the world. Scary things.
It's not bad though. Like I feel like AI is still like with every technology advances, like even the internet and mobile phones, something good comes out of it. It's just that a lot of bad and unknown also comes with it. So I feel like AI is a good thing, but it's just if not used in the right scenarios and the right context and intention, that's when it's scary. Yeah. I think it's so important that people going forward, like for me, right? I recognize, I don't know maybe which doctor you were talking about, but like I think I saw Andrew Huberman's voice on like some other channels, and I'm like, he doesn't have a small channel named something else, like that name's just random, or maybe they use the same name but then add another prefix or, you know, postfix to it as if it was their channel, but it's definitely not.
Or like hair oil on Instagram, and it's some like wellness. I don't even know if she's like a naturopath, but like she's this older lady. She has like I think New Zealand accent or Australian accent. I think her name is Barbara something. But anyway, it was in her voice, and she's like, and it was like a hair oil, and she's talking about all the ingredients, and I'm like, this isn't her. They're just using her voice to sell this hair oil. And it was like a random sponsored ad on my algorithm. So that's if you have like a huge, like you being hacked and somebody stealing your,
you have to always check.
Someone's stealing your channel to you know, steal your views or steal your audience, right? But then also someone could literally just like screen record and steal your content and then just use your face and body to create more content on their own channel. Like that's scary.
Yeah, it is.
I know we shouldn't think about that.
It's okay. Don't think about it.
We won't think about it. We're not going to attract it. But like, but you know, if I think like a criminal.
No. But it's good to be suspicious. Like I said, no kidding. For me, obviously sleepless nights for many nights, but it's made me so paranoid now. And in a way, it sucked that I had that experience, but I'm just so much more careful with everything now. Like every email.
Violating.
Sorry?
It's so violating.
Yes. But more than that, like it's a learning experience. I'm glad that it wasn't worse than that I lost my channel forever, and that I was still able to recover it. And it allowed me, like on the bright side, trying to find a silver lining. On the bright side, it allowed me to update all the outdated passwords, change all my devices to be super secure. Like I think about all this stuff now. And then any of the emails, if it's really like not worth my time, like I don't even, before I really did not, like I would still maybe click on it and read it. Now I'm just like, no, I don't recognize this name. I don't recognize this address. just click on it and then delete without even looking at the content. And it's
Well, even
just
phone calls, right? Like you get phone calls on like
oh yes, yeah.
numbers, and you don't recognize the number, or just somebody texting you like, hey, or are you available to work today? And it's like, I don't know this person. I'm not going to respond. So you know not to. So now it's like I don't even answer the phone if I don't recognize the number or know who's calling. And if it is, and if they leave a message of, hey, I'm so and so, or they left a voicemail, okay, then I'll call you back.
Yeah.
And now if I call somebody, now I'm just like, oh, I'm not, I first introduce myself like, hey, my name is Jasleen. I'm calling regarding this. Am I speaking to Mr. So-and-so, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like at least they know who I am and why I'm calling, and then they can appropriately answer. So it's a different age now. And like with the phone, like and all the passwords and everything, like we have to be more careful. And but it is very scary, right? Even regardless of if you try to think positive or not, like it should not have happened in the first place.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I definitely, I'm really happy that you got your channel back and you have your viewers still watching. Like I didn't even notice that the channel was gone. Like and it was only until you had posted in your stories on Instagram, hey, my channel's back. I'm like, what happened? Right?
A lot happened.
A lot happened, right? Because maybe I wasn't watching as much,
No, that's totally understandable.
But because busy and kids don't let you watch sit down and watch a video in peace, right? And so but we think we're going to think positive, and we're going to say, okay, we're happy that the channel's back and we're here, we're doing the live stream. And I hope for those who enjoyed the chit chat. You guys know I can ramble on forever.
No, but I was going to say, I really appreciate you coming. And fortunately today, unfortunately, like Kat is not available today. So I was able to get you because like I said earlier at the beginning, it's really hard to get someone from the East Coast. So basically I have to have you stay up so late and then Kat wake up super early, right? So it's sort of like the best of both worlds today it happened. I know it's super hard to get you on as well since you have two very young babies.
If it wasn't for the little ones, I could probably do like the super late. It's just like when it's bedtime and they're like, where's mama, where is she?
I know, they're probably missing it right now.
Unless they're like sound asleep. And but I mean, maybe in the future it'll be doable. Let's see, right?
Well, I'd love to have you back.
Thank you.
I mean, hopefully Kat will make it next time. We'll definitely need to work on that timing though, because it's always so hard to get someone at like literally 3 opposites time zones. That's the hardest part. But I really appreciate you coming, and we love hearing your take on, because I mean you've had so much experience with Chanel too, and a Canadian. Some people didn't know that I was Canadian, so they're like, yeah, I know the Canadian. So yeah, please subscribe to Jasleen if you guys haven't already. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of rewatching because today's Good Friday too.
I was thinking that. I'm like, it's probably Good Friday, and I'm pretty sure people maybe they go to mass in the evening, I think.
Our relatives, they went a little like late afternoon, but they just came home. So yeah. And it's also a holiday weekend, so probably people either they have trips or whatever. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of rewatching.
And we're looking forward to the comments then. But thanks to everybody who did watch. Sabrina, Tejun, Lini Bat, Jerusha was here. My gosh, Jerusha in Australia. I don't know what time it is there, but thank you for joining.
Australia and Vancouver time we can coincide.
You guys can coordinate. Okay, that's
there. In the early, I think like late morning, I think.
Yeah, Nikki, Kristen, Ingrid, Blue Egyptian Lotus, and all of you guys, thank you so much for joining me on my first appearance on Amy's.
There will be more. I'll say bye here. But thank you so much. I'd love to have you back once again. And then we'll definitely keep in touch.
For sure. Okay. Take care, guys.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.